as I said in the last video, I've been really busy with work and haven't had a whole lot of bench time. So this is the same state this chassis was in the last video. I haven't done any more of the weathering to the engine that I intend to do. The spark plugs are wired in. It's okay. It's not perfect, but it'll work. So the other thing I did, I took the cab and the bed. Let me grab the bed here, and I started to distress the bed some, and then I shot it with the mahogany primer. So you can see I've got some dents and dings, alright, and some scratches inside the bed, some dents in there, pretty much what you would see on any truck that was being used heavily over, say, a 4 or 5 year period. So the bed is sprayed with the mahogany. Now the forward part, the cab, I did not do any distressing on this, and you can see I've shot just the driver's side, the door area primarily, with the gray primer. And what I'm getting ready to do is mask this door off, so it's just in the gray primer, and then the rest of this will get shot with the mahogany primer. And the reason for doing that, I have a photo I found on the internet where the truck is all a yellow, but the door is a slightly lighter shade. I mean, it's the same color, but it's got just a slightly lighter tone to it. And I'm thinking that they must have replaced that door at some point with another truck that was painted in the same color, but through fading or whatever, something in the tone of that color had changed. So my plan is, by using the gray primer underneath the door and then the darker mahogany on the rest of the vehicle, even though the yellow paint is the same paint on both parts, it should show up as a lighter tone with this gray primer underneath it. That's my hope. So that's what I'm getting ready to do, is to mask off this door. That's good enough for primer. So the door's masked off. All right, time to shoot the mahogany primer on that. All right, while I was at it, I sprayed a lot of the interior parts with the semi-gloss black and had some left over, so I shot the interior side of the cab, which semi-gloss black may or may not be the right color for it. I don't think it's going to hurt any at all. So, all right, let's see how our masking turned out here. It's going to look kind of funny. Let's see. There we go. All right. That's what we wanted. So now when that yellow goes over it, this area should present as a lighter tone. Yeah, that's going to look good when it's done. All right. Let's add a little detail. I've got some window cranks here from mcvproducts.net. Matthew Inman. Model car videos on YouTube. This is his side gig. So I think this top row of window cranks looks most like what's in the vehicle, in the real vehicle. Yeah, so we'll take two of those off there and install them in here, because on the side of the interior walls, it's indicated that there's a window crank there, but it's not very three-dimensional. I may need to even do something for the door release, but I don't know, that the door release, because it is kind of inset into the door panel in real life, I may just use a Molotow pen and highlight that. But for sure, we're going to put the window cranks on so that they stand out and are visible. All right. All right, this is the fun part. Now that it's off the pad, trying to clean up these little bitty nubs from the supports without breaking the lever, the crank, and without launching it across the room. Wow, tiny. I wonder if I use my locking tweezers, if that will help for me to hold it. I'm a little bit worried. Yeah, a little worried that might be too much tension on it for as small as they are. Just oh, there it is. Thank goodness. Yeah, okay. We'll get her done. All right, there they are, all cleaned up. Now we'll paint them and install them. All right, doing a little bit on the interior for some color modulation. I just brushed rubber black on the floor mat of the driver's side. That it's not outright obvious, but you can tell there's a difference. I even did the boot around the stick shift with the rubber black, and the rubber black has just a little bit of a blue hue in it, so it does differentiate slightly from the rest of the surrounding. I'm also gonna use a little bit of chrome silver, probably on the stick itself, on the door handles and the surround for the door handles, and there are speaker grills in the doors. So I might hit those with the chrome silver, or I might actually use just a dark sea gray. I just did the bench seat a two-tone, and I mixed the dark sea gray with a little bit of black to make it even darker. So, I don't know, we'll see what we do with that. Alright, so what I decided to do was a little bit of dry brushing on the speaker grills and the stick of the manual gear shift. The door handles, it's not exactly what I intended to do by filling those in with the chrome silver. I was really just going to hit just the lever, but my paint was a little too thin when I did that, and it filled the recess. But I don't know, it'll look all right. It's not going to look that bad. So there's that. Okay, this is the interior painted, but it looks too new. It's all clean. I did the dashboard, gauges. The steering wheel is purposely tilted or turned a little bit to the left. Seat belts, the push button to release it has a little red dot in it. Here's your side panels. The door handle that's inset to the door panel. The crank for the window. Speaker grill down there has a little bit of dry brushing done on it. Just enough to show that it's there. So the next step in all this will be weathering this, because my intention for this is to make it look like it's 84, 85-ish. It's got 65,000 plus miles on it, so it's not going to look new. It's going to be a little bit worse for wear. So that'll be coming up in our next video.